right, sorry, I was late to the show here. Walked in and Osseo scores. 1-0, good guys. 13-18 left in the first period. Draw one back to St. Jake. He goes to Bjork. Bjork into the zone. Will Sargent scores. Bjork in the middle, dangles, turns, leaves it for Turk. Turk chips it down into the corner. Klein there. Tied up. Puck chips to the far corner. St. Jake with it now. Backpedals. Sends it to Bjork. Bjork off the boards for Klein. Klein chips it in, takes a hit. Turk chases. Got a little scrum on the boards here. Dodge County sends it off the backboards. Goalie covers it up. 12:22 left to play in the first period. Scott, Headland, Burgraff, Schuster, and Whiteford come out. Burgraff on the draw. Dodge County comes away with it. They chip it into the neutral zone. Scott intercepts there. Schuster throws a big hit. And the puck squirts back into the neutral zone. Dodge County good on the line. They bring it in behind the net. Centering feed loose. Scott regains control. Chips it up towards Schuster. He touched that. That should not be icing. I thought he touched that. But we'll bring it back for icing. Looks like we've got Rue, Bjork, St. Jake, Sargent, and Carter Murphy. Draw comes loose to Rue. He chips it ahead, tries to spring Carter Murphy. That goes all the way down. Goalie comes out to play it off the boards, now chipped into the corner. Dodge County recovers. Carter Murphy throws a little hit. Unable to corral that. Bjork all over it though. St. Jake back in the Osseo zone. Leaves it for Bjork. Bjork up the boards. Carter Murphy couldn't corral it. Dodge County comes away with it. Tries a centering feed. That gets blocked. And now chipped out of the zone. Rue throws a hit. That gets by everybody. Fornia out to play it. St. Jake sets up behind the net. He goes to Bjork. Bjork up the boards. Rue battles, loses his stick. Able to get it in the zone though. Sargent in on the forecheck. That gets chipped out. Bjork retreats. Bjork with some speed up the left wing boards. That gets poked off his stick and back to St. Jake. St. Jake through the middle. Errant pass picked up by Rue. Rue to Bjork. Bjork to Rue. Rue goes up the boards and out. Sargent on a little bit of a breakaway here if he hurries. Throws on the brakes. Had a trailing Turk. Couldn't find him. Now Turk does pick it up. Turk pushed off the puck. Steiner in the corner. Somehow that was onside as Dodge County carries it down into the corner. Whiteford to Turk. Turk up the boards. Klein comes in, chips at it. That puck is in the slot. Shot wide left. Fornia maybe got a piece of that. Back up to the point, held in. Dodge County shot wide left. Bounces all the way to the far point. Steiner able to poke it out. Steiner lifts the stick, gets it to Klein. Klein up the right wing side. He throws on the brakes. We got to get that puck in deep there and cycle it. Berggraf with it. He gets pushed out of the zone. Tries to go back to Hedlund. Nowhere near him. Hedlund retreats behind the net. Hedlund with it now. Hedlund up the left wing boards. Tries to chip it out. That gets poked right back in. Hedlund throws a hit. He goes down. Berggraf slides through. Shot. Wide left. Bjork's there. Bjork picks up the puck. Skates it up the right wing boards. Cuts to the middle. We're in offsides. That was Scott in. 1-0. 8:31 left in the first period. Osseo on top. Berggraf on the draw, wins it back to St. Jake. St. Jake to Bjork. Bjork chips it in off of Schuster. Dodge County recovers. They send it up and out. Now they gain the red line and dump it in. Fournier out to tee it up behind the net. He sends it into the corner for Bjork. Bjork able to clear the zone. Nobody home for Osseo. Berggraf races in, takes a swipe at it. Almost had a little bit of a breakaway there. Berggraf with it. Gains the zone. That gets pushed into the corner. He takes a little hit. Berggraf still on it. Now knocked down. Held, no, not held in the zone by Whiteford. He almost had it. That comes back to Scott. Scott turns, fires it up the boards. A little behind Whiteford, and Dodge County comes away with it. They look for a rink-wide pass. They chip it in. Picked off by Carter Murphy. Carter Murphy goes rink wide, and Dodge County sends it back in deep. Picked up by Hedlund. Hedlund surveys, chips it off the boards. Sargent chips it into the zone. Sargent and Hedlund working down low. Sargent tried to center Hedlund up there. Hedlund getting in on a little bit of offense here. Behind the net, that's Carter Murphy. He gets it to Sargent. Sargent ahead for Rue. Rue up the left wing side. Gets pushed into the corner. Comes around the net. Surveys. Sends it to the middle. Carter Murphy picks it off. Goes around behind the net. Throws on the brakes. Finds St. Jake at the point. He wheels back down low to Sargent. Sargent goes rink wide, trying to center that. And that gets chipped up the boards. Bjork there, able to hold his own. Good pinch by Bjork. Slap shot from the point. St. Jake. Save. Dodge County. Sargent with it, sends in a shot. High. Blocked out front. That one gets by everybody. St. Jake back to pick it up. Bjork. To Carter Murphy. Carter Murphy goes right up the gut. Gets pushed into the corner now. Throws a little hit in the corner. A little help from Rue. Rue trying to get it to Bjork. In comes Klein. He's able to hold his own. 5:12 left in the first period. 1-0 Osseo. Bjork picks off a pass, walks in. Ooh, couldn't pull the trigger. Now regains, fires, save Dodge County. Bjork able to pick that pass off. Found himself kind of in no man's land. That replay was from several plays earlier. 5 minutes remaining in the first period. Klein in, trying to cause some chaos. Hedlund able to pick a pocket. Oh, he had Klein. That pass was behind him. Like to see Hedlund just skate that one in there, get a little bit more involved in the offense. Turk with it now. Turk, rink wide. Steiner chips it into the Dodge County zone. Goalie comes out to play it. Sends it all the way down. Whiteford there. Whiteford to Hedlund. Hedlund needles a pass through to Scott. Scott retreats. Tries to leave it for Berggraf. Berggraf unable to get there. And Hedlund picks it up behind the net. He goes high off the glass, out of the zone. Dodge County is going to be offsides. They do tag up. Schuster takes a swipe at it. Berggraf picks it up. Berggraf looking for Scott. That gets by him. All the way back down. Now Hedlund gives chase. Hedlund across to St. Jake. He banks it off the boards. Berggraf with a good stick there, able to poke it out. Stood up on the line was Scott. Bjork. Bjork cuts in. He's mobbed right away, able to get it down into the corner though. Berggraf takes a big hit. That's going to be a penalty. Osseo going on the power play. .3:26 left to play in the first period. 2 minutes power play on the board for Osseo. Will go out with Sargent, Carter Murphy, Rue, St. Jake, and Bjork on defense. Carter Murphy with it now off the glass. Goes for Bjork. Bjork down low to Rue. Rue back up high. Bjork back to Rue. Rue rink wide. Carter Murphy shot. Save. Dodge County. Good shot there by Carter Murphy. He's trying to pick a corner. Rink wide pass finds Bjork. Bjork goes down into the corner. Now behind the net for Carter Murphy. Carter Murphy out front. Sargent got a piece of that. Couldn't get it to go home. Sargent now in the corner. Banks it off the boards. Up and past St. Jake. Bjork comes back to play it. Bjork's got some room, some space. Fires a shot. Save Dodge County. .240 left to go in the first period. 1 minute and 14 seconds left on the power play. Shots on goal 5-1 in favor of Osseo. Out comes Turk, Scott, Berggraf, Hedlund, Whiteford. Turk on the draw. It goes into the corner. Now up to the point and past Whiteford. Hedlund races back. Fournier tees it up for him. Hedlund behind the net. Turns, comes out the other way, gets it to Whiteford. Whiteford across. Berggraf picks it up there. Bobbles it a little bit, but does find Whiteford. Whiteford, rink wide, finds Turk. Now all the way across for Whiteford. Shot, save, rebound. Berggraf put it onto the side of the net. Turk races into the corner. Gets it behind the net for Berggraf. He sets it up, surveys, looking for somebody out front. Goes all the way up to the point for Scott. Scott sends his shot in. That's tipped on the way in. Whiteford gloves it, sends it towards the net, loose side of the net. That bounces through the crease, ends up in the corner. Back up all the way out past Scott. Hedlund races back. Fournier tees it up for him. Hedlund hit from behind. I don't know. That was, I guess that was a good play. Berggraf with it now. Berggraf to Turk. Turk, pass blocked. Hedlund gets walked. They shoot, they score. Dodge County makes it 1-1, shorthanded. 2 seconds left in the power play as Hedlund gets turned around there. Draw comes loose to Bjork. Bjork chips it ahead for Schuster. Now chip back in the zone. St. Jake picks it up there. St. Jake off the glass and all the way down into the Dodge County zone. They're able to break it out. Bjork behind the net. Goes to work. Centering feed picked off by Schuster. He gets it to Bjork. Bjork up the left wing side. Bjork with some speed. Comes in, forehand, backhand, stops. Ends up back behind the net. I thought he was going to pull the trigger there. He didn't. Steiner up looking for St. Jake. That's picked off. St. Jake has to hustle back. Gets it to Bjork. Schuster with it now. That gets stripped off of his stick. Fournier comes out to play it. Gives it to Headland. Headland to St. Jake. Back to Headland. That gets by him. Schuster picks it up in the corner. Schuster up the right wing side. He blows a tire. And Headland takes a poke at it. Headland with it now. Headland able to chip it in deep. 3 seconds left in the period. We got a penalty. Headland moving his feet. Waves bye-bye to the Dodge County player. 1-1 after one. And Osseo is going to start the second period on a power play. Power play brought to you by Farmers Insurance. If you need a good insurance agent, give Nate Sargent a call. Actually, it's brought to you by Grove Health Dental. But Nate Sargent flying 40,000 feet above us tonight on his way to Austria. Nice little shout out there. All right, here we go. 20 seconds to the start of the second period. Shots on goal 8-2 in favor of Osseo. 1-1. Scoreboard doesn't really reflect it. I'd like to see a little bit more urgency from this junior varsity team here. Looks like we got Burgraff, Cole Murphy, Henry Pasale, St. Jake, and Tiva to start the second period. Draw comes back to St. Jake. He goes to Tiva. Tiva sends it in the zone. We're offsides. We got to tag up. Still offsides, and now we're back on. Pasale in. That gets by everybody. Goes all the way down, but it did bounce off of St. Jake. No icing. Or wait, no icing. We're on a penalty. We're on a power play. Excuse me. No icing at all. Dodge County able to kind of pen us up here. Cole Murphy with it. Goes to St. Jake. St. Jake, long outlet pass, way behind Burgraff. That's going to be icing on the power play. Minute 20 left to go on that. 14-19 left in the second period. Whiteford with it, tries to go up the boards. That gets sent back in. Whiteford regains, tries to battle through. Now that puck gets poked up to Klein. Klein looking for Scott. Dodge County sends it back in deep. Whiteford regains behind the net. He sends it all the way up to Turk. Turk chips that in. Back up to the point. Whiteford holds there. Sends it through the middle. Loose puck. Comes back up to the high slot. Hedlund shot high over the net. He's got to keep that one low. Dodge County able to clear. Hedlund hustles back. Hedlund, nice little move there. Throws on the brakes. He's able to break it out. Cole Murphy picks it up. Center ice. Makes a nice little move. Races in. Shot. Save. Rebound behind the net. Centers it out front. We were changing behind that play as Tiva came on the ice. He wasn't able to get down low and pinch. Tiva run over. Scott picks it up. Scott with it now. Scott through the middle. Gains the red line. Dumps it in. That's on net. Dodge County sends it into the corner. Back to full strength hockey here with 12:53 left to go in the second period. Burgraff hustles over. Good effort there. Dodge County comes away with it. Almost held in the zone by Tiva. Big number 2 for Dodge County. Bullies his way in. Shot. Save. Fornia rebound. He's able to cover it up. Good save there by Fornia. He had to work for that one. 12:33 left in the second period. Fornia, good positioning there. Makes the first save. Little rebound. He's able to jump on top of it. Attaboy. St. Jake rings it around for Burgraff. Burgraff retreats behind the net. Throws on the brakes. Centering feed. Comes all the way out. Oh, they called it on. They called it good. Plenty of daylight behind that puck. Burgraff. Soft little pass. Got to get a little crispier here, boys. Tiva to Burgraff. Overskates it. Able to get it over to Pasale. Pasale able to chip it in. Regains it. Shot. Save. Need some crispier passing. We need some more team effort here. Let's move it around a little bit. Can't be heroes here. Turk, Steiner, Schuster, Hedlund, Whiteford. Back to Whiteford. Shot in. Wide left. Hedlund races over. He tries to hold. He's able to do it. Chips it in. Not deep enough. Turk battles. Hedlund pokes it back to Steiner. Steiner back to Turk. That puck comes out. Hedlund pushed up against the boards. Now back into the Dodge County zone. Oh, Schuster comes in, throws a big hit. Back to Hedlund. Hedlund to Steiner. Steiner fans on the shot. Loose. Turk shot. Oh, he sends it through the middle. Thought he had Schuster open there. Schuster was tied up. In the corner now. Schuster and Turk collide. That's going to be a penalty. Probably interference. I don't know what that call is. Traveling. What's traveling? Charging. Charging is the call on Schuster. Schuster in the box. 11-10 left to go in the second period. 1-1. Dodge County going on a power play here. We got some killers out. We got Headland. We got Cole Murphy, Whiteford, and Scott. Murphy on the draw gets it over to the boards for Headland. Headland ties up. Murphy comes in to help. Headland takes a poke at it. Puck comes back to Whiteford. Whiteford able to get it out of the zone. That's a call that doesn't get called very often. Shot on net. Fornia sends it into the corner. Charging, just, I don't know. It doesn't get called a ton. But apparently that's what that was. Turns and fires. Dodge County sends it wide. Back up to the point now. They work it down low. Headland takes a swipe at it. Gets it to Murphy. Good stick there by Headland. Murphy able to hold him out of the zone. Dodge County in. Centering feed. Loose puck. Shot. I think Fornia got a piece of that. Sent it in the corner. Murphy doing a good job on this kill. That's Cole Murphy. Headland with it now. Headland wastes no time this time. He sends it the full length. 53 seconds left in the penalty kill. As big number 2 for Dodge County sends it in. Puck loose. Scott with a good clear. Long outlet pass there. St. Jake all over that. Berggraf in to help. Centering feed back to Berggraf. Berggraf tries to clear. That gets blocked. Now Pasale with it. Excuse me. Pasale has the puck stripped. Dodge County gains his own. They work it in the middle. Now poked into the corner by St. Jake. Shot comes in. Ooh. That went through the crease off the pad. Back door was wide open. Shot from the point blocked. Schuster out of the box now. And back to create chaos. As only Schuster can do. In deep now is St. Jake. He fans on it, tried to ring it around. Pasale picks it up behind the net. He's going to skate it out. Up to the blue line, chips it past Schuster. Dodge County controls. They send it back in. Pasale with a little hit there. Schuster gains control. Back to Tiva. Tiva rink wide, trying to spring Berggraf. That'll go all the way down for icing. Steiner with it now. Oh, almost had Klein on a breakaway. Headland chips it in. The boys tag up, and Steiner and Klein head in. Good effort there by Klein to put some pressure on. Whiteford picks it off. Whiteford shot. Oh, shot pass. He kind of passed it wide. I think he almost had Klein on the back door there. That went right through the crease. Turk holds his own. Only for a moment. Dodge County gets by everybody but Whiteford, able to get back to Headland. Headland off the boards, looking for Steiner. And Dodge County's going to be in offsides. Cole Murphy on the draw. He's got Pasale, Scott, Tiva, and St. Jake with him. Dodge County sends it in. Tiva with it now. Tiva to Murphy. Murphy to Pasale. Pasale trying to build some speed up that right wing side. He's able to carry it in. Pasale behind the net. He gets ridden off. Murphy tucks around. Save. Good effort there by Murphy. Tries to poke it out front. Scott up to the point. That gets by everybody. St. Jake retreats. St. Jake with it now to Tiva. Tiva looking for an outlet. Finds Scott. Pasale 2-on-1 with Cole Murphy. Pasale shoots through the crease. Scott controls. Tries to get it to the middle. Dodge County able to bring it back out. They send in a shot. Fornia sends that into the corner. Loose puck. Picked up by St. Jake. Oh, St. Jake plays the body in the corner. It comes loose. Up to Scott at the point. Dodge County sends it back in. They're offsides. Headland with it now. Headland chips it through everybody. Pasale in on the forecheck. Murphy picks it up far side. Headland sends it in. A little bit of extracurriculars there by the bench. Things are getting a little bit more physical. Headland slides a stick out there. Held it for a moment. Now that gets by him. Schuster on the boards. Passes it down. Dodge County sends it in. Headland picks that off. Scott regains. Schuster run over from behind. Things are getting a little bit more goony here, if you will. Dodge County in. They get around Whiteford. Shot high off the glass. 5:08 left to go in the second. Centering feed, rebound, save Fornia. Whiteford able to clear. Turk picks off a pass. Turk shot high over the glass. Turk wiped out on the play. No call coming. Now back up to the point. St. Jake able to hold it. Only for the moment. Dodge County peels it out. Tiva off the glass. Dodges a check. That's going to be offsides. Bergeraff almost had that. .434 left to go in the second period. Shots on goal 10-8. Dodge County catching up in that department a little bit here. Murphy wins the draw. St. Jake sends it in deep. Dodge County goalie out to play it. Pasale in. Murphy there as well. St. Jake holds his own again. Dodge County rings it around near side. Pasale and Bergeraff go to work. Dodge County able to clear. St. Jake wheels back. Dodge County dumps it in deep. Tiva in the corner. Tiva around the back of the net all the way up to the point for Bergeraff. That gets by him. Bergeraff gonna hustle there. Couldn't catch up with it. Tiva off the boards. Finds Cole Murphy. Cole Murphy in the zone. Cole Murphy drops for Bergeraff. He looks for the far point, but they were changing behind him. My goodness. Cole Murphy picks it up again. Cole Murphy shot. Save Dodge County. Whiteford, Headland on D, Cole Murphy, Steiner, and Klein will be your forwards here. 3:28 left to go in the second period, 1-1. Murphy on the draw. Wins it, comes all the way back past Headland. Headland's got to hustle now. Headland does enough. He breaks up that play. Murphy back for support. Chips it up to Steiner. Steiner left wing side. Gains the zone. Tries to force it to the middle for Klein. Murphy there. Now back up to Whiteford. Whiteford sends in a shot. Tipped on the way in and they score. Whiteford tipped by Steiner out front. They make it 2-1 with 3:03 left to go in the first period. Chaos out front. Steiner gets a stick on it, pops it in far side. Here we go. Maybe the floodgates will open here now. I feel like we should be up about 5-1 on this team. Back to Tiva off the draw. Tiva goes rink wide, finds St. Jake. St. Jake through the middle. Maybe force that pass a little bit. Shot, Fornia, save. Off the blocker into the corner, behind the net now. Fornia with another beautiful save as Turk comes away with it. Turk through the middle. Scott picks it up. Scott's gonna skate it out. Nope, he retreats. Goes back to Tiva. Tiva back to St. Jake. St. Jake through the middle, off the boards. Finds Turk in stride. Turk sends a soft shot in. That's gloved and covered. .218 left in the second. Shots on goal now 13-8. 2-1 Osseo. Cole Murphy out to take the draw with Steiner, Paseo, Headland, and Whiteford. Back to Whiteford off the draw. Whiteford sends it down low. That gets by Murphy. Steiner races in. Murphy in the corner, ties his man up. Good play there by Murphy. Dodge County comes away with it. They're able to chip it up and out of the zone. Whiteford back. Whiteford to Murphy. Murphy through the middle, has to retreat. Now sends it all the way down. That should be icing. They wave it off. Didn't get all the way, I guess. Turk off his skate through the middle, finds Steiner. Steiner tries to send it towards the net. Dodge County controls. Number 34 up the right wing side, rubbed into the boards by Murphy, or excuse me, by Whiteford. Headland there in the corner, ties him up. Puck comes back up to the point. They walk in. Pushed to the corner by Headland. Steiner there. Turk throws a hit. Puck comes loose to Schuster. Schuster trying to build some speed. Oh, he blows a tire. Goes down at the blue line. Almost held in by Turk. Able to get it in a little bit deep. Loose puck. Shot. Steiner up into the netting. Good effort there by Steiner. He smells blood in the water. 57.1 left in the second period. Out comes Klein, Scott, Berggraf, St. Jake, and Headland. Berggraf telling Headland, be ready, I'm winning it back to you. It does come back to Headland, sends in a shot. Oh, a couple tips on the way in, didn't get all the way through. Headland races into the corner, ties his man up, puck comes loose. Headland comes away with it behind the net. Banks it off the glass, up to the line, but not out. Shot comes in, blocked by Berggraf. Klein gives chase. Berggraf able to pick it up, and they're gonna be offsides. .26.5 seconds left in the second. Same lines. Wait, no, Headland's off, St. Jake's on. Scott comes away with it off the draw, sends a shot in high over the net. Back up to the point. That gets by Berggraf. Whiteford holds his own for the moment. 12 seconds left as St. Jake, good stick. Breaks up that pass. Rebound, shot comes in, wide right. Fournier there to cover it. And that'll do it for the second period. 2-1 Osseo. We're gonna zam, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. All right, we're back for the third period. Osseo up 2-1. We've got Scott, Turk, Schuster, Hagen, and St. Jake. Draw comes back to Hagen. Hagen wheels through the zone, chips it up to Scott. Scott has the puck poked off of his stick. Hagen back to recover. Centering feed shot, and they score. That was a beauty by Dodge County. Centering feed, backdoor play. I think that was number 26 off his, 28 off his backhand. Pops it in to tie it up. Nice feed, nice shot. 14:34 left to go here in the game, and Dodge County has it tied up. Whiteford to Headland. Headland through the middle, finds Schuster. Schuster to Turk. Turk chips it in, tries to race around his man, couldn't get there. Turk picks off an errant pass and sends it into the corner. Schuster plays the body. Turk to the middle, backhand shot, save. Dodge County. We'll change them up here. We got Berggraf, Klein, Steiner coming out. Defense is still Headland, Whiteford. Berggraf again calling his shots here, going to try to win it back to Headland. That gets tied up in the ref's skates, ends up behind the net. Back up to the point, Whiteford there, dusts it off, tries to chip it back in, does find Steiner, Steiner to the middle, to Klein, Klein back up to the point, Whiteford pressured, has to chip it back in deep. Klein gonna try to catch that behind the net, he gets there, sends it back into the corner, trying to cycle this thing as Steiner and Berggraf race in, that gets by them both, and the puck gets chipped out. Headland now in a foot race, Headland to the middle, does enough to rub that guy off. And Dodge Center controls. Dodge Center chips it in. Fournier tees it up for Headland. Oh, pass through the middle gets blocked. Berggraf without a stick. He gloves it. That should have been a hand pass. He gloves it directly to Whiteford. Whiteford picks it up. Whiteford hauled down. And that comes back to Scott. Scott to Turk. Turk has Headland breaking up the ice. Headland on a breakaway. Headland shot. Oh, just off the crossbar and into the glass. Good opportunity there. Maybe the goalie got a piece of that. I don't know. Scott turns it around. Through the middle. That gets chipped out. Hagen off the bench picks it up. Goes back to St. Jake. St. Jake up the boards. Scott has it in his skates. Takes the hit. Takes a whack for his efforts. And we've got a whistle here, as now Dodge County is going to go to the box. Parents are cheering. Scott getting under the skin there. Oh, I got the Headland replay. I just missed it. I don't know if the goalie got a piece of that or not. You'll have to let me know. Well, I think we got it again here. Yep, goalie does get a piece of that. Hedlund shoots it into the blocker and up into the glass. Good effort anyway. Nice to see the defense jumping up, trying to join the offense. So Dodge County, I keep wanting to say Dodge Center. It's not Dodge Center, it's Dodge County. Have 2 players in the box, 2 2-minute minors apiece. Osseo headed to the power play here. In my opinion, the next goal wins this game. 13:07 left to play. You got to make a statement here. Let's get this thing going right away. Turk, Berggraf, Schuster, St. Jake, and Hagen. Turk on the draw. He gets tied up, able to get it to Hagen. Hagen across to St. Jake. St. Jake back to Hagen. He dances in, sends a shot in, loose out front. Rebound gets pushed into the corner. Berggraf in the corner. Berggraf wheels, surveys. Nothing there. He drops it for Hagen. Hagen back to Jake. Berggraf now to St. Jake. St. Jake shot. Save into the corner. Now back up to the point. St. Jake across for Hagen. Hagen goes back to St. Jake. Traffic up front. He sends one wide right. Hagen hustles over, couldn't get there, and Dodge County is going to get the clear. Fournier tees it up for Hagen. Hagen, St. Jake, that gets by him. Osseo's got to retreat. Turk now. Turk to Hagen. Hagen's got a little space. He's going to skate it in. Hagen down, back up to the point. St. Jake down low. Berggraf couldn't corral it behind the net. He's able to catch up with it in the corner. Berggraf cuts to the middle to Hagen. Hagen surveys down low for Berggraf. Berggraf in the corner, pressured. Takes a hit. Berggraf turns around. He's tangled up. Schuster comes in to help. Schuster comes away with it. Schuster wheeling behind the net. Schuster out front. Up to Hagen. Hagen had Hedlund wide open there. We got another penalty coming. Got interference on number 20, Dodge Center. So Osseo gonna go 5-on-3 for 21 seconds. Dodge County with 3 guys in the box. Power play will be Scott, Hedlund, Whiteford, Klein, and Steiner. We got Steiner on the draw here. He pushes it over to the boards. Dodge County controls it behind the net. They try to ring it out. Good stick there by Scott. Now a stick lift. Scott comes away with it. Shot. He scores. Roy Joseph Scott's on the power play to make it 3-2. Good stick lift there. Picks a pocket, skates to the middle, and sends it. Scott under the glove, under the armpit, buries it. Good play there. He just races to the middle and fires it. 3-2 Osseo, 17 shots on goal to 10. And if you're paying attention, Dodge County still has players in the box for 2 minutes and 9 seconds of power play time left. Steiner again on the draw. We're going to roll this same line here. They got it going. Draw comes back to Whiteford. Whiteford to Scott. Scott goes up the right wing side, tries to cut to the middle. Nice move, regains control. Scott loses it in the corner. Oh, he almost had it. And now on a breakaway out of the bench, or out of the box, shot, they score to tie it up. We got caught there. Got caught. Just as that second penalty expired, the player came out of the box, stood on the blue line, got a stretch pass, breakaway, shoots and scores. Everybody was down in the offensive zone. Nobody could get back. Hedlund did have a good effort, just couldn't close that gap. All right, well, tie game now. Like I said before, next goal wins the game. We've got to battle back and get the next one. Hagen with it now. Hagen, nice little move there. Dances up the right wing side. Gets pushed back in the zone. He goes across for St. Jake. St. Jake chips it ahead. That gets by everybody except for Hagen. Hagen now comes in. He gets pushed into the boards. Turk sends one towards the net, gloved, and hung on to.
Scoring shorthanded for the Wildcats at 4:03 in the period of number 9, Zachary Carpenter.
10:20 left to go in the game. Osseo still on a power play here for 1:05. It's the same power play unit out there. Whiteford with it now. Whiteford turns, sends a shot in, rebound, side of the net, loose. Wildcats fan on it. Klein in the corner. Klein to Scott. Scott tries to make that same move and cut to the middle. This time he gets stood up. Hedlund back behind the net. Hedlund grabs it. Hedlund to Klein, just out of his reach. And the Wildcats send that back in. Hedlund to retreat again. He goes back to Whiteford. Whiteford behind the net, finds Hedlund. Hedlund to Whiteford. Just out of Whiteford's reach, he does gain control. Whiteford through the middle. Whiteford shoots, big glove save. We'll change out Hedlund and Whiteford for Hagen and St. Jake. 18 seconds left on the power play. Same forwards here. A little bit surprised by that. Seems like we would maybe want to keep them fresh. But what do I know? I'm just an announcer. Behind the net now, Dodge center tees it up. Dodge center, Dodge County. Hedlund back out on the ice. Goes to Steiner. Steiner tries to force it in, that gets blocked. Schuster takes a swipe at it, number 20, dances right in. Shot, save, Fornia. Turk on the draw. Wins it over to Hedlund in the corner. He has to shove it all the way around. Schuster comes in. We get a whistle that went out of play. Turk on the draw again. Hedlund again in the corner, this time tied up. He's able to come away with it. Sends it up to Whiteford. Whiteford makes a little move. Now caught up with. A little bit slashy there. That gets poked off of his stick. Good on the line as Turk sends it in deep. Dodge County had it out. The boys got to tag up. Berggraf does. He heads back in. Klein chips it up the boards. Couldn't get it deep. Turk fires it in. Loose puck. Berggraf races in. Berggraf with a now shot. Save. Oh, good effort there by Berggraf. He wants that one back. .7:42 left to play. Good angle there by that goalie. Took everything that Berggraf could see away. Steiner, Klein, Scott, Hagen, and St. Jake. Puck comes out. Hagen hustles over. He's able to hold it for the moment. Little help from Steiner. Steiner tries to get it in deep. That puck squirts to the middle. Dodge County picks it up. They send it all the way down. That'll be icing. Back up to the point. Unable to hold was St. Jake. Hagen wheels back. Hagen looking for a pass. Finds St. Jake. He goes off the boards but not out. They do hold it. Fornia tees that up for Hagen. Hagen makes a couple of turns there. Sends it up the boards and out. Wildcats send it right back in. Hagen with it now. Hagen off the boards again, not out. Klein pressures. Hagen with it again. Hagen takes a big hit. Scott with it. Scott to Steiner. Steiner tries to spring Klein. Klein not ready for that pass. Now in pursuit, he goes down. Wildcats in. Shot. Save. Fornia. Big save there. Off the draw, Hedlund plays it in the corner, gets it up to Schuster. Schuster able to get it out. Berggraf with some speed. Tries to gain the zone. Schuster brings it in off sides. He couldn't hold up. Draw won by Turk. Back to Whiteford. Whiteford chips it up off of the I-beam and back into play. Turk wins another one. That gets by Hedlund. He retreats. Hedlund sends it through the middle. A little bit of a dangerous pass there. I'd like to see him just skate that. We gotta pick our heads up and see how much time and space we actually have here. A lot of these pucks are getting thrown around for no reason. Dodge County sends it back in. Fornia out to play it, chips it into the corner. That comes up to Schuster, now in on net. Fornia is going to cover that up. We'll do a wholesale change here. 5:32 left to go, 3-3. Steiner takes the draw, wins it back to Hagen. Hagen off the boards, up but not out. Dodge center holds. Dodge County, goodness gracious, can't get it right tonight. Shot, save, Fornia side of the net, loose behind the net. Now Steiner lifts it up the boards to Hagen. Hagen trying to build some speed here. Good strides there, Hagen cuts in. Shot, save, ends up behind the net. Klein picks it up there. Oh, he tried to go out front, couldn't get it around. Steiner pokes it. That comes back to Scott. Scott out of reach for St. Jake. He's able to recontrol and chip it in. Steiner sends it in. We got a tag up. Klein re-enters the zone. Dodge County able to strip it out. Back to Headland. Headland to St. Jake. St. Jake, nobody home. He sends it the length. That'll be icing. 4:38 to go. Off the draw, Headland rings it around. Up to Schuster. Schuster unable to get it out. St. Jake picks it up. He retreats behind the net. Chips it up the boards and out. A little too far for Berggraf. Berggraf chases, takes a swing. Puck comes back to Headland. Headland will take it around behind the net. Goes to Schuster. Schuster, pocket picked. Dodge County, high slot shot, save. Fornia. Can't be giving away too many of those high slot shots like that. Draw controlled by Dodge County. Schuster with a good effort. He's able to poke it out. That puck comes back to Hagen. Hagen through the middle. Turk intercepted. Centering feed, loose. Headland plays it into the corner. Good clear there. Hagen up, but not out. Dodge County through the middle. Fornia plays it in the corner. We got Hagen tripped up in front of the net. Got a whistle. I don't think there's a call. Oh, there, that should be a call. Hagen takes a punch to the face. And they are. They're going to the box. So Osseo back on the power play. Hagen somehow able to get under that player's skin. I don't know what was said, but power play, 3:33 left to go. It's a good opportunity here. Let's see if we can get something going. Let's move this puck around a little bit, boys. Draw comes back to Headland. He chips it into Klein. Klein in the corner. Klein pushes his man off. Headland comes in a pinch. Able to hold it in with the skates. Shot comes in. Rebound comes out. And they're going to send it to full length. Good clear there by Dodge County. Scott back to pick it up. Scott pressured, sends it back behind the net. Whiteford picks it up there. Goes up the boards to Headland. That gets caught in his skates. He gets hit. Whiteford comes in to help. Headland trying to dig it out. Puck's tied up. Headland does come away with it. Clears the zone, but Dodge County controls. They're going to send it all the way in. No icing. Scott overskates it. Loose behind the net. Headland misses his hit. Scott comes in to help. Out front, Klein gets a stick on it. Dodge County with a pretty good PK here. 57 seconds left in this power play. Doesn't look too power play-y yet. Steiner takes a swipe at it. We're going to change behind that. Off the bench is St. Jake. He comes in, throws on some pressure, shot. Wide left. Schuster pushed into the boards. Steiner pushed into the boards. Schuster comes in, creates some chaos. Puck was loose, and Dodge County sends it back in. St. Jake to Schuster. Schuster up the left wing side. He goes rink wide for Turk. Turk through the middle, finds Berggraf. Shot, save. Ooh, good effort there. Good shot by Berggraf. Almost put that one in. 7 seconds left, though, on the power play. Minute 39 left in the game. Berggraf, good effort. Didn't get a whole lot on it. Almost hit that goalie with the changeup, though. Puck squirts to the far side of the rink. Berggraf hustles over, good effort. Turk turns and fires. Saved and covered smartly by the Dodge County goalie as they are back to full strength. Minute 30 left in the game. Turk wins it back to Hedlund. Hedlund dusts it off, sends it in. That goes wide left. Centering feed hit the back of the net. Dodge County comes away with it. Turk with a good effort, holds it for the moment. Oh, Berggraf with a nice little hit there. Almost stripped that puck. Berggraf lost his stick, regains that, and jumps back in the play. Puck sent across too far for Schuster. Schuster with good wheels there was able to catch up with it. That should have been offsides. It was. 56.6 left to play here. We've got Scott, Klein, Steiner, Hedlund, and Whiteford. Draw ends up in the Dodge County zone behind the net. 48 seconds left. Dodge County able to break out. Scott pokes it off. Back to Whiteford. Whiteford, they get around him. Centering feed. Nope, they hang on to it, go around the net, back up to the point. Shot coming, bounces in to the corner. Now back up to the point. Hedlund behind the net. That gets all by him. Whiteford comes in. Shot, save, Fornia. Whiteford turns and tries to fire it out of the zone. That puck way up and out of play. 9.9 seconds left. With a defensive zone face-off for Osseo. Steiner to take this draw. Steiner wins it back. Tied up behind the net. 3 seconds left, comes up to the point. And that'll do it. 3-3, Osseo and Dodge County. We'll shake them up and get out of here. Coming up next is your varsity game. Everybody have a good night. I'm sorry, I think we might be going shootout here. I assumed we would end in a tie or some overtime action coming up. They got 1:25 on the clock. I think we're going to settle this once and for all. Good to see. Well, this should be exciting. I don't know if they're going shootout or if they're going overtime. Would be kind of fun to see a shootout last game. Let's do it. All right, looks like we're going to go overtime here. I would assume it would be 4-on-4. Well, my assumption is wrong. We're going 5-on-5 overtime. Let's see what they put up on the clock. Maybe 5 minutes. I don't know. I can't imagine they go too long here. Yep, 5 minute, 5-on-5 overtime, sudden death. Burgraff on the draw. Dodge County wins it forward. They chip it into the Osseo zone. St. Jake in the corner. St. Jake tied up. Burgraff comes in to help. Burgraff comes away with it, chips it up. We got a penalty. We got a whistle. Got a whistle. I don't see an arm up. It is a penalty. I think maybe they'll take them both. Looks like they're both skating that direction. 41-18. That's St. Jake. And I don't have my Dodge County list with me here, but incidentals. So it will still be 5-on-5. Burgraff again on the draw. It's Burgraff, Headland, Scott, Whiteford, and Schuster. Draw comes over to the boards. Headland chips it up to Scott. Scott gonna chip that around everybody. That's gonna go all the way down. Not enough for icing. Oh, Schuster with a big hit there. Almost came away with the puck too. Dodge County able to break it out. Good on the line. They throw on the brakes at the point. Go D to D. Shot. Save, Fornia. 4:19 left in this overtime period.
Number 18, Jock and
Dodge County wins it. They send a shot off the face mask of Fornia and into the corner. That's probably their best opportunity in the last 10 minutes. Headland chips it up the boards, able to get it out of the zone. Klein gives chase. Dodge County brings it back in, back to Whiteford. He banks it off the boards, not out. Turk digs it up to Klein. Klein trying to peel it out. Dodge County back in the zone. Swarmed, though, by the Osseo defense. Centering feed, shot, big glove, saved by Fornia. That was a nice feed, but an even better save. Check this out. Look at that. Fornia snags it. Dodge County wins it. They're good on the line. They send it back in deep. Scott gives chase behind the net. Centering feed broken up by Schuster. Schuster up the right wing side with some speed. Tries to cut to the middle. That gets poked off his stick into the corner. Schuster goes down. Kind of hauls his man down with him. Ended up getting away with it. Burgraff in the corner. Goes back up to the point. Scott holds, sends it in deep. Schuster now in the corner working. He's pushed into the boards. Turk comes in to help. Schuster throws a hit. Headland tries to hold. That gets by him. Burgraff races back. Burgraff with a good effort there. Couldn't quite hold it in. Dodge County brings it in. Turk to Headland. Headland off the boards. Tries to spring Burgraff. That gets turned around. Shot high off the glass. Goes into the corner. 2:41 left to play in this overtime period. Turk ties up. Puck squirts free. Headland is hit and pushed up against the boards. Turk comes in to help. Puck comes free to Scott. Scott able to clear the zone. We're going to get a change here. Dodge County brings it back in. Scott, good play there. Comes away with it, chips it up the boards. Schuster couldn't corral. Klein takes a swipe at it. Headland chips it up to Steiner. Steiner trying to build some speed, skates it down himself. Steiner still with it, now it gets stripped. Klein hustling back to help out. Good effort there by Klein. Schuster chips it out to the neutral zone. These boys are gassed. 1:40 left to go. Klein again with a good effort. They walk in, shot, save, Fornia side of the net. Whiteford clears, back up to the point, but not out. D to D pass. They dance to the middle, tripped up. I think that's Steiner going to go to the box. 1:22 left to go. And Osseo going to be on a PK here. Out comes St. Jake Berggraf. Headland. And we need one more. Who wants to go? That's going to be Turk. All right, Osseo going to finish this game, this overtime period, on the PK. Headland up against the boards. Dodge County comes over that centering feed, comes all the way up and out. Dodge County surveys. They go D to D. Shot wide right. St. Jake picks it up there. St. Jake sends it up the middle. That's going to get by everybody. Berggraf going to hustle down. Berggraf causes enough chaos, holds him up for a moment. Headland now skates by one. Headland all over him. Good effort there. Shot, save, Fornia, rebound to Turk. Turk's gonna ice it. Good clear there as Berggraf is back in on the goalie. Goalie, good play. Schuster comes flying through, just about took out Berggraf. St. Jake squares up, loose puck, centering feed. Berggraf with a good clear. That gets by Schuster. Dodge County back in, 8-7-6. And St. Jake will just clear. That's going to do it for the overtime period, 3-3. So this one does still end in a tie. They're going to actually shake them up this time.